Have you ever wondered what happens after Hogwarts? Like, sure, we all wait for that letter, but what's next? Do wizards just go back to regular jobs? Or is there a whole magical career world we never really talk about? Well, it exists, and it's way bigger, wilder, and darker than you think. Like, okay, you've graduated, you've survived Snape's sarcasm and Umbridge's trauma, but now what? Do you just go home, become a wand repair intern? Nope. The wizarding world is packed with real jobs, dangerous ones, weird ones, and even a few that make you go, wait, someone actually gets paid for that? So today we're diving deep, job by job, to figure out what witches and wizards actually do for a living. From dark wizard hunters and magical doctors to goblin bankers and secretive unspeakables, this is the definitive guide to every magical career in the wizarding world. Let's start with the coolest and deadliest job on the list, Aurors. These are the wizarding world's elite, basically a mix of detective, spy, and special ops soldier, all rolled into one wand-wielding powerhouse. Mad-Eye Moody, Tonks, Kingsley. And yes, even Harry Potter himself. They track down dark wizards, infiltrate Death Eater cells, and occasionally get hit with unforgivable curses before breakfast. Becoming one, though, brutal. You need top newts in defense, charms, transfiguration, and probably nerves of steel. Auror training is so tough that the Ministry uses it to filter out wannabe heroes from actual survivors. It's dangerous, but it's also one of the most respected jobs in the wizarding world. And let's be honest, who doesn't want to say, yeah, I hunt dark wizards for a living? Then you've got the people who clean up after the Aurors. Healers. Basically doctors, but with more screaming and spell damage. St. Mungo's Hospital is where you end up if your broom explodes, your potion backfires, or you've accidentally transfigured your hand into a tea kettle. Healers are miracle workers. They brew antidotes, reverse jinxes, and somehow keep wizards alive after dragon attacks. It's one of the few careers that combines brain power, compassion, and, oh Merlin, I hope this doesn't blow up. You'll need top marks in potions, herbology, charms, basically everything Snape would have bullied you for. Pomfrey's technically a healer too. She's proof you can fix anything if you've got the right spell and the patience of a saint. Now, on the opposite end of the spectrum, the Unspeakables. No one knows what they do, and that's literally the point. They work deep in the Ministry's Department of Mysteries, experimenting with time, death, space, thought, even love. They're like magical scientists, but with the creepiness of a secret cult. The rooms they work in, straight out of a fever dream. The Hall of Prophecy, the Death Chamber, the Brain Room. You can't even tell your family what you do for a living. These people study magic's biggest questions. Life, death, memory, and the stuff even Dumbledore called too dangerous to mess with. And then there are Obliviators, the poor souls who fix all the chaos when a wizard accidentally blows up a muggle neighborhood. They're part of the Accidental Magic Reversal Squad, showing up in nice suits, waving wands, and politely deleting memories before breakfast. It's not glamorous, but without them, the entire wizarding world would have been exposed about 20 minutes into Chamber of Secrets. They're the ones who keep the statute of secrecy alive, quiet heroes who erase the evidence and vanish before anyone knows they were there. Of course, all of this happens under the massive, bureaucratic beast known as the Ministry of Magic. It's basically the magical version of the government. If your government also had secret basements full of cursed brains and time turners, from the minister himself, Fudge, Scrimgeour, Kingsley, down to the misuse of Muggle artifacts office, Arthur Weasley's dream job, the Ministry is where most wizards end up. There's law enforcement, transportation, magical cooperation with other countries, and my personal favorite, the flu regulation panel, because even fireplaces need paperwork. It's not all evil, though. Some people really do try to make the world better in there. Others just make more forms. Now for something cooler, And a lot more dangerous. Curse breakers. If Indiana Jones had a wand, he'd be a curse breaker. Bill Weasley's your poster boy here. He worked for Gringotts, crawling through Egyptian tombs, breaking ancient wards, and dodging booby-trapped vaults full of dark magic. It's treasure hunting meets curse surgery. And one wrong spell means boom, you're a scar on the wall. Gringotts hires both humans and goblins for these missions. The goblins handle the gold, the humans handle the explosions. But there's an ethical side too. A lot of that archaeology is basically magical looting. The books never dig into it, but it's there. Then we've got Magizoologists, the animal lovers of the wizarding world. Newt Scamander made this job famous. Dragon tamers like Charlie Weasley work under the same umbrella, though his pets can literally set your hair on fire. These people travel the world studying and protecting magical creatures, from the majestic to the why does that have teeth. It's dangerous, messy, and often thankless, but they're the reason we even know what a niffler or a thestral is. Basically, magical wildlife conservation, but with more screaming. Of course, not everyone wants to get scorched or cursed. Some people choose the classroom, professors, and Hogwarts staff. Teaching magic sounds wholesome until you realize every subject is potentially life-threatening. You've got McGonagall, who can turn a desk into a pig mid-sentence. Snape, who can terrify you into brewing perfection. Hagrid, who, well, does Hagrid things. And let's not forget Madame Pince, the librarian, single-handedly protecting books from generations of grubby Gryffindors. Teaching at Hogwarts isn't just a job, it's a calling. It's mentorship, legacy, and probably the only place where your coworker might casually turn into a cat. Now, outside Hogwarts, shopkeepers and craftsmen keep the wizarding economy alive. You've got Ollivander crafting sentient sticks of destiny, the Weasley twins reinventing chaos, and broom makers designing literal flying technology. Diagon Alley's like the beating heart of magical trade. Every wand, robe, and joke product comes from witches and wizards who've made magic their craft, not just their talent. Fun fact, Ollivander's pretty much a monopoly in Britain. Grigorovich runs a rival shop overseas, but there's a reason every Hogwarts student ends up at Ollivander's. His wands choose better. Now, for the loudmouths of the magical world, journalists and broadcasters, the Daily Prophet, the Wizarding Wireless, the gossip columns. Rita Skeeter basically built her entire career on eavesdropping and turning it into front-page drama. But journalism matters here. The Prophet shaped entire wars with headlines. It turned Harry into a disturbed attention seeker one year and the chosen one the next. Even Ginny ended up becoming a Quidditch correspondent. So, yeah, journalism isn't all bad, just watch out for enchanted quills. And speaking of Quidditch, let's not forget the sports industry. Players, coaches, commentators. This is a full-on career path. The Holyhead Harpies, Puddlemere United, the Chudley Cannons, bless their hearts. Quidditch is the wizarding world's premier league. There are referees, broom designers, merch sellers. It's a full ecosystem. And yes, some poor intern probably has to catch rogue bludgers after every match. But the real fun, the odd jobs, the weird ones that make you go, wait, what? Alchemists like Nicholas Flamel, portrait painters who literally bring their art to life, owl post workers who organize mail for half the country. There are even spell inventors, flu regulators, and portkey inspectors, the behind-the-scenes people who keep magic functioning without anyone noticing. It's a full society. Every tiny role adds up to something bigger, a world that feels real. And if you're wondering, how do you even become one of these? That starts back at Hogwarts, 5th year, during Careers Advice Week. Your head of house sits you down and says, "So, What do you want to do after Hogwarts? And depending on your grades, they help you pick electives. Arithmancy for curse breaking, herbology for healing, data for Auror work. It's the wizarding version of college counseling, just with more explosions. The truth is, the wizarding world isn't just wands and duels. It's a living economy. People risk their lives, heal others, study mysteries, make art, and occasionally blow things up. That's what makes it feel real, because it is. A society that's messy, magical, and full of purpose. So, if you had to choose a career, what would it be? Would you fight dark wizards as an Auror? Heal curse victims at St. Mungo's? Tame dragons in Romania? Or maybe you'd prefer inventing spells no one's dared to try before? Let me know in the comments. And when you're done exploring the wizarding job market, you have to check out my video on every Harry Potter subject taught at Hogwarts. Because those classes, they're the foundation for everything you just heard. Every spell, every career, every bit of magical destiny starts in those classrooms. Click over there, it's already up, and trust me, it connects everything perfectly.